The laughter started softly, the kind that feels harmless at first, like background noise at a crowded restaurant. I noticed it only because it followed my name. We were gathered in the conference hall of the Grand Orion Hotel, a polished space filled with glass walls, white tablecloths, and people who wore confidence like tailored suits. It was a corporate networking dinner, one of those events where everyone pretends they're relaxed while secretly measuring each other's worth by job titles and company logos. I hadn't planned to attend. A former colleague insisted, saying it would be good exposure. So there I was, in a simple navy blazer, standing near the refreshments, observing rather than performing. Then I heard her voice. "Oh, him," she said, loud enough for at least 10 people to hear. "He's still figuring things out. No real position yet." More laughter, louder this time. I turned and saw Maya standing at the center of the group, a wine glass in her hand, her posture sharp with self-assurance. She looked exactly as she had in college, immaculate, commanding, and effortlessly convinced she was a step above everyone else. We had history, not romantic but competitive. We'd studied the same field, graduated the same year. She landed a flashy corporate job right away. I didn't. To her, that was the end of the story. Someone in the group asked, "So what do you do these days?" Maya answered before I could open my mouth. "Last I heard, he was bouncing between projects. Freelance stuff. You know how that goes." The way she said it, with that small, pitying smile, made my stomach tighten. Freelance. As if it were a euphemism for unemployed. As if building something quietly, without announcing it to the world, meant you were nothing. I smiled politely and said nothing, because I'd learned something important over the years. You don't interrupt people when they're busy underestimating you. The conversation drifted away from me. I stepped aside, letting the noise wash over me. Moments like these used to sting, deeply. But tonight, I felt oddly calm, almost detached. 15 minutes later, the room shifted. It started with movement near the entrance. Straightened backs, quick glances, subtle adjustments of jackets and dresses. That kind of reaction only happens when someone important arrives. The hotel manager stepped in first, followed by a man in his early 50s with silver hair and an unmistakable presence. He wasn't flashy, but he carried authority the way some people carry a shadow. I recognized him immediately. Richard Hale, CEO of Hale Strategic Group. And more importantly, my client. No, my partner. Maya noticed the change in energy and turned around. Her eyes widened just a little. "That's Richard Hale," she whispered to her group, excitement slipping into her voice. "Our company's been trying to get a meeting with him for months." Richard scanned the room calmly, exchanging brief nods with familiar faces. Then his gaze landed on me. His face broke into a genuine smile. "There you are," he said, walking straight past Maya and her group. The laughter died instantly. He extended his hand. "I was hoping you'd make it." I shook his hand. "Wouldn't miss it." Richard turned slightly to address the hotel manager. "This is the man I was telling you about. The reason our expansion didn't collapse last quarter." A pause fell over us, thick and undeniable. Maya's wine glass froze halfway to her lips. Richard continued, unaware, or perhaps very aware, of the effect his words were having. When everyone else said it couldn't be done, he designed the framework himself. No team, no safety net, just results. He looked back at me. "I still don't know how you pulled that off." I smiled. "Long nights." A nervous chuckle rippled through the nearby crowd. Maya stepped forward, her voice suddenly lighter, friendlier. "Oh, you two know each other?" Richard glanced at her briefly. "Know each other?" "He's the senior consultant behind our most profitable division." Senior consultant. Behind the scenes. The words hit the room like a quiet explosion. Maya's expression shifted. Confusion, disbelief, then something dangerously close to panic. "But I thought you said you were freelancing." "I am," I replied calmly. "Just not for small things." Silence. Richard checked his watch. "We should talk before dinner starts. I wanted to go over the next phase." "Of course." I said. As we walked away together, I could feel eyes burning into my back. Whispers followed. Questions. Regret. Halfway across the room, Richard leaned in slightly. Everything all right back there? I considered lying, then decided not to. Just a reminder of why I work quietly. He nodded, understanding instantly. People confuse visibility with value. Dinner passed in a blur of conversation and planning. But what stayed with me wasn't the recognition. It was the look on Maya's face when she finally understood that success doesn't always announce itself. Later that evening, as people gathered their coats, Maya approached me. Alone this time, no audience. I didn't know, she said softly. I met her eyes. There was no anger in me, just clarity. You didn't ask. She swallowed. I'm sorry. For earlier. I nodded once. Apology accepted. She hesitated, then asked the question she should have asked years ago. How did you do it? I smiled, not unkindly. By focusing on the work instead of the applause. She nodded slowly, as if committing the lesson to memory. As I left the hotel, the cold night air felt sharp and clean. I didn't feel victorious. I felt free, because the best revenge was never proving her wrong. It was knowing I'd outgrown the need to be seen by people who once looked down on me. And sometimes the loudest recognition comes when you least expect it, from the person everyone else is trying to impress, while you've already earned their respect in silence.